General Andrews,
And the Dream Stream presents Rapid Runs!
welcome on back, dreamers and new folk. This is a special edition of Rapid Run's Dream Race Recap. The Dream Races are intended to showcase individuals' talents, ranging from a musical opening act to racing, speedrunning, and even challenge runs of the respective games on display. The sixth event of No Time November's Dream Races was Metroid Dread Any %, No Major Glitches, for the Switch by Flibbityflam. Commentary for this run was done by lethargicwaldo. Let's see how it turned out.
Continue.
Yeah.
And then
So
when does it
he'll-
end?
It ends as soon as there's a threshold as he's running up to the ship that he loses control of Samus and a cutscene triggers. It's as soon as you cross that threshold. So you'll see a cutscene start and you'll know it's right there because you'll see Samus approaching the ship.
Perfect. All right. Well, I'm ready. So you two take this thing away.
All right.
All right. Well, hi, I'm Flib. I'm gonna run this beautiful, wonderful game that literally came out of nowhere.
Hi, I'm Waldo. I also run this game. Yeah, I haven't run it in a couple weeks, but I ran it a lot for a few weeks, so I feel pretty comfortable talking about it.
Yeah, you came up with a lot of good videos for the trick I was just attempting to do.
Yep, I did put out a few tutorials for some of the tricks, and got a lot of good feedback on them. So I feel pretty knowledgeable about some of the tech in this game.
All right. Do you want to give the countdown for me, and we'll
yeah.
go?
Yep.
All
So 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so first off, we use a file that skips the cutscenes at the beginning, similar to Super Metroid, or else we would be sitting here for about 4 minutes waiting for a video to end that we can't skip. So you'll notice that if you've played this, you'll notice that you won't be seeing some cutscenes coming up, and it's just because we don't really have a reason to watch it, and it doesn't affect anyone's time. So time starts as soon as you hit continue. We're going to go through. Flib's going to take some pretty precise angled shots here. You'll see him blow up this plant up here. Those plants are actually pretty important. They are a big part of the sequence breaking in this game, and are probably one of the worst things that the development team could have put in to let speedrunners do whatever they want.
True.
So, right there was a conversation with Adam. Adam, for anyone familiar with Metroid, is basically Samus's superior, and then eventually became an AI to kind of help guide her along missions. We skip Adam. We don't talk to Adam. We leave him alone. We don't want to talk to him. So, first trick's actually coming up right here. Just like I was talking about those plants, we are going to be, Flib is going to be doing something called a pseudo shot, and it's where we're able to get Samus's, I'm going to call it a Mega Buster, just to trigger people. We get Samus's Mega Buster into the wall, and we're able to fire beams right in between two squares, like two tiles. Oh, Flip got two right. That one was actually pretty hard, and he got it very quick.
That'll never happen in a run ever.
Yeah, this is probably going to be a gold.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is the shot goes through two tiles, and it does not hit, it won't, I guess, stop until it collides with a full tile. By angling the shots correctly through these tiles, we're able to hit those exploding plants and get through passages that we normally would not be able to get through. So right there, he skipped not only the tutorial enemy, but he also skipped the upper portion of the second enemy on top of being able to go get the cloak early. So it opens up quite a few things. We'll kind of discuss cloak as we get closer to it. Another Adam call. We're just going to skip it.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of nifty pathing to not go to areas twice, which is really nice.
Yeah, exactly. it cuts out a lot of backtracking doing that second shot. We call them pseudo waves. Anyone that's not familiar with Super Metroid, Wave Beam is a beam upgrade that allows you to fire through walls. And since we're kind of mimicking that, it's been dubbed pseudo wave. So right here, this is 𝐂𝐬𝐍𝐓. This 𝐂𝐬𝐍𝐓 is kind of stupid. For being such an advanced piece of tech, it is kind of an idiot. So Flib's just going to juke it, run away, and we're going to go ahead and move on.
The next one, Morph 𝐂𝐬𝐍𝐓 is not as dumb.
Yes, the Morph 𝐂𝐬𝐍𝐓 is not nearly as dumb. So that area that you kind of heard that ticking and that clicking, those are called 𝐂𝐬𝐍𝐓 rooms. 𝐂𝐬𝐬𝐍𝐓 will only show up in those areas. So as soon as you exit the 𝐂𝐬𝐍𝐓 door, 𝐂𝐬𝐬𝐍𝐓 is no longer a threat to you because 𝐂𝐬𝐬𝐍𝐓 can instantly kill you, and that is not fun when you're trying to do a speed run.
Yeah, it's very hard. Like, you can counter, like you can everybody in this game, but it even tells you in the tutorial, it's like, it's not recommended, it's very hard, and it's like frames.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of parrying, we didn't really go over that. This game has a parry mechanic. They actually introduced it in Samus Returns, but they improved on it in Dread. Parrying allows you to knock enemies back that are flying towards you in like a specific window, and capitalize on kind of a knockback that they have. You can get extra health, extra missiles, anything like that. With 𝐂𝐬𝐬𝐍𝐓, you can use it to escape, but like Flib said, it's very difficult to do.
You can go under 𝐂𝐬𝐬𝐍𝐓 there, but it's very dangerous.
It is pretty dangerous.
Because if you get her on the flat, she'll just fall on you. Yep. And you only have a very small opportunity when she's going up the corner.
So right here, Flib is heading to the first upgrade in the game. Everyone's favorite charge beam. Charge beam actually has more use than just dealing damage. These doors right here, you'll notice they are kind of dim, and you actually have to power them with a charge shot in order to open them. So getting charge beam is actually like unlocking missiles or super missiles effectively, because it unlocks more paths for you. It acts almost as a key. So first energy tank pickup. How many do you do? 4 or 5 tanks?
I do 5 still. I could probably do 4, but like Ravenbeak still scares me.
Yeah, I feel that.
And the gold and the red ones, 𝐂𝐻𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓, they're pretty bad too.
That makes sense. So just doing a little bit of backtracking here. Now that Flib has the quote-unquote key with charge beam, he's able to backtrack and open some doors that were unavailable to him initially.
Because now we're going to go get that invisible path we unlocked earlier.
Yep. So this is a bit of a route deviation from what I would do. I would normally fight this boss later and go deal with the 𝐂𝐬𝐍𝐓 first. Flib does it differently. This is a little bit more optimal because there's less backtracking involved.
This is the worst boss in the game.
True. This boss likes to go invisible and move its head when you hit it with a missile. So it's like shooting in the dark.
It's a guessing game. That's why you see me miss high or low.
Yep. There are some ways to make it a bit more consistent, but it can be a little difficult, especially when I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Corpius. When Corpius slams his tail into the ground, he can kind of bounce you around and cause a lot of problems. That was a pretty good fight, though.
It's not bad. Yeah, if you're too close to him, he'll bounce his head out of the tail, which is where you want to be because he just sits there.
Yep. And he can fire you across the room if you're in the wrong position. Launch you across the room.
Yeah, like straight across the room. The damage boosting is really weird how it works in this game sometimes.
Yeah. So right here, you'll notice Flib is kind of sliding before entering those doors. Those doors are motion sensor doors, and he's using the Phantom Cloak that he just got to make himself go invisible, so those motion sensors don't see him. But sliding allows you to get a little bit further and have a quicker transition through the door, because normally going invisible makes you walk. It forces you to walk incredibly slowly. So by sliding, you're giving yourself that extra little bit of distance while invisible. So it's a small optimization that we use for mostly just the first part of the game. There's 1 or 2 parts later, but
can say there's
90%
only
of the
like
usage.
3 or 4 invisible doors.
Yeah, there's like not very many, but the majority of them are very early on. So another Adam, we'll just talk to him and move along. We don't care what he has to say.
And something that was really appealing, I know, for Waldo and a lot of runners was the movement in this game is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I would say it's on par with Super Metroid. A lot of people might disagree with me on that, but I think it is. I honestly find it more fun than Super Metroid. But I think Super Metroid is probably a bit more technical. I chalk that up to time, though, rather than actually being more technical.
Here's our first brain.
Yes, these brains give us a weapon called the Omega Cannon. The Omega Cannon lets you actually deal damage to Emmy. They go over that in the tutorial, but Flib skipped the tutorial, so
Yeah.
we're going to get our first dose of the Omega Cannon here. And this is like a neat little trick, neat little way that they demonstrate how to use the Omega Cannon. You have to do the same motion on doors that look like Emmy's face to get out. And it's kind of a nice contextual clue on what to do when the fight actually comes up.
I almost messed that up really bad there.
That was pretty close.
Was very close, yeah. Kind of zoned out when shooting her face. And then I was like, wait a second.
Wait, I need to jump.
Yeah.
So right here, Flib's just getting an upgrade. Every time you kill an Emmy, there is an upgrade associated with it. And this one is called Spider Magnet. This allows them to climb on walls. You'll see they have a blue, they're blue walls, and they allow Samus to wall climb rather than wall jump. I mean, you can still wall jump, but there's a wall right there, for example.
You move platforms like that, get stuck to walls when you don't want to get stuck to walls.
Yep. But it only works on those blue walls. It does not work on any other ones. And it does kind of act like a key in its own way in a few places. So.
Especially in the next area coming up.
Yeah. The dog barking is not part of the game. The boss that barks at you is already dead. So. All right, time to move on into. You're heading to 𝐂𝐻𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓 now, right?
I think, yes. This way.
I don't know really Cloak, so that's why I'm kind of like, I think. But yeah.
Everything should be the same now, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only route deviation that me and Flib take. I take a little bit of a different route just because I didn't bother learning this one before I quit playing.
The Urban Cloak, like, it's not worth it. I just started getting it consistently. That's why I even threw it in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I started getting it more and more and more the more time I spent on it. How I got it 2 shots right then and there, like, I still don't know. That still amazes me.
Yeah, that's like hard to beat gold right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got your timer up and you're regretting that.
I am well, I don't have my timer up, but I'm regretting not having it up now because that would have been a really good one.
So heading into 𝐂𝐻𝐍𝐶, basically Norfair. Anyone familiar with Metroid? It's the heated area. Lots of lava. Lots of ways to get hurt if you're not careful. Especially when you take such small amounts of energy like we do in the speedrun. It can be quite dangerous. Adam just yapping away again.
Oh, more Adam. He's just so chatty.
Yeah, this is probably the only real downside to the run is because you actually do benefit from mashing faster. So some people do gain time just by being better at mashing. So that can be a little frustrating, but it is pretty negligible.
Yeah. This is mostly, I would say, like a movement run, but there are definitely some parts where if you're good at mashing, it is a huge advantage.
Yeah, some of the boss fights really favor somebody that can mash. For anyone unfamiliar with the term mash just means pressing the shoot button incredibly fast, be it with one finger or two fingers, and getting a lot of the beam shots out. Oh, thought for sure the pseudo screw was going to get that.
I know, he didn't want to run into me. He was like, "Ah, let me miss completely."
All right, about to get another Atom call here in a little bit. I don't think it's not this room; it's the next area.
Door, yeah.
So we have a little Emmy section, and then we'll go through another door.
Bad spot, awesome.
Oof.
Oh, okay.
That's scary.
That's fine. That's fine. That's actually really good. Okay, you're fine.
Okay, cool.
This is Morph Ball Emmy. She's the one that can cause the most problems.
Yeah. So this door right here, you'll notice this door right here, you notice it kind of has some squares on it. We'll come up on it here in a second. It's right up here at the top.
Yeah.
Kind of looks a little different. That door will lock and it will stay sealed until Emmy loses you. Or I guess you lose Emmy rather. So if Emmy is close to you when you're close to that door, you can't ditch Emmy and it will chase you into a corner, and there's really not much you can do about it. And this is a really bad spot.
This is the worst spot that she can be in. Don't look at me. Cool.
Oh, at least you got the unlock before.
Yeah.
That was nice. Didn't have to wait for the gate.
I've noticed as long as you get close to it first, it'll unlock the gate, and then you can like make her go away. I tried to go invisible and get up, because then she'll just walk right by you.
Yeah.
But I could not do that.
You got bonked.
I did.
Bonked by the bonky boy. So right there was an example of a parry. The enemy becomes pretty much defenseless, and your next shot, if you fire right away, insta-kills it. So it's a very good way to get rid of some troublesome enemies. Right here, Flib's just redirecting some power, basically acting as a key to open up different areas.
This whole area is a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of go here, reroute power here, go over here, reroute power here.
Not a whole lot, I don't think, that we can really do about it either.
No, I think people have been trying to route it out, but there's just not much you can do about it. It's just an unfortunate part of how this area works. Casually, it's great, but from a speedrun, it does get a little tedious, especially when it's so early on in the run. I don't say early, I mean, you know, the first 20 minutes.
Yeah. I know there's a bunch of new routing for this area because they do hell runs now. Oh, okay.
Yep. Some areas they do hell runs. For anyone that doesn't know what a hell run is, Metroid has heated and cooled areas. You will take damage from heated or cooled areas. A hell run means you run through without the proper protection, so you're taking damage as you're running through. It's very dangerous, especially in this game, considering how damage scales in those areas. It used to just be like flat damage over the course of time. It would never go up or down. It was just like 10 damage, 10 damage, 10 damage. In this, it's like 5, 5, 5, 10, 10, 10, 30, 30, 30, and then it's like full E-tanks off of you after that. So it can kill you within a few seconds.
It's really quick.
Right here, you see a lot of these magnet tracks are all over the place here, and that's just how they have traversal through this area until you get some more of the movement tech. So that switch acts as a two factor thing, two type thing. You're draining this lava, and then you're also activating that those magnet stripes down there to be able to go up and down. It acts as an elevator, lets you jump over the other side of that wall and get past Demi again.
Who doesn't like going all the way back?
Yep.
Let's see, where are you? That's right, you're always like right here.
Yep. You can always make that jump is 100% accurate. You can do it every single time. I didn't know that until I accidentally did it once, and I'm like, wait a second. And then I just started doing it every time without fail.
It's always scary. It feels so scary.
Yeah, it feels scary, but it's like super consistent.
Hug.
Okay, so Flib is pretty much done with 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐎𝐓 for now. We will come back later, you know, in true Metroid fashion, always come back. But Flib is going to be heading to an area called Dayron. Dayron has a one thing he needs to pick up before he just immediately leaves. It's a pretty short visit, but it is a necessary visit.
It is really quick, isn't it? It's
I guess you get two things over here, huh? Yeah, two things, my bad. Because you get Sephi Beam and then bombs, if I remember correctly.
bombs, yeah. Oh, that's right, you do get bombs.
Yeah. Oh, it's Sephi Beam, come back, get Morph Ball, then go back and get bombs.
That going on.
Some of that backtracking that we were talking about before. It's always fun.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's the best thing. If you want a good speed run, just make sure you force backtracking into it.
That's how it goes. But let us sequence break some of it.
It is really neat, some of the, like, not the super glitch sequence breaking, but how some there was, it seemed like almost developer intended, right?
Yeah, and there are definitely some developer intended sequence breaks, like getting Morph Ball early enough to use it on Kraid, Morph Ball and Bomb and all of that to use it on Kraid. That one's really cool. There's a few other really cool ones. Ooh.
Did not want to make the jump.
Yep.
I was like, I remember to slide into the room and everything. It's like, nah, not enough.
So here we're gonna just turn on the power. Once power's on, it opens up quite a few paths. It also closes off some paths because some rooms get chilled and Samus can no longer enter them without taking damage. All right. Ooh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna get the Sephi Beam here. I mean Spazer. Wide Beam is basically the same weapon, just wider shots. Deals a little bit more damage since it's 3 beams instead of 1. Also, acts as a key. These are impossible. Yeah. These are the worst things that they've ever introduced in a game.
I agree. I don't understand them. Like, do I stand still? Do I move?
I wish they would fix them to where if the triple beam hits them at all, it just automatically accepts it.
Yeah.
But if you're even slightly angled, it doesn't work, and it fails, and then you have to shoot it again, and it causes a problem because there's enemies there that like to do a lot of damage to you.
Oh, the beam guys, especially right there. Oh, yep.
Yep. Oh, these guys. Yep. This is the worst one.
It's almost worth it to just do a full stop.
Mm-hmm. And it's weird because those two going to the right, like as you're running to the right, are pretty hard to hit. But then for some reason, the one as you're coming back this way from the left is like super easy to nail every time.
Oh, I feel like I could down angle that shot and hit that block.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it would still hit it.
So elevator rides are a big part of the run. Elevator tram rides. They're just load zones for the game. Loads have gotten a lot better since launch. Loads were horrible when it first came out.
Really bad.
But they patched in some load fixes. So right here is the one from the left. Boom, every time.
Every time.
Don't know why, but that one works just fine every single time.
This is the one where I always want to run to the left, but you just go up the wall.
It's unintuitive to just go straight up. Like it doesn't feel right.
Where you go straight up or a way you wouldn't think.
So these brains, they have this outer shell that can only be taken down with either charged shots. So missiles are faster because you can just fire more often. Even though I'm pretty sure the charged shots do more damage, getting them off quicker is just not feasible.
The neat little Emmy quick kill.
Okay, so you're doing this one still.
Yeah, I know there's another one.
The other one is terrifying.
Yeah, because you slide under, right?
Yeah.
And you go to the other side so you can get all the shots on the bottom half. Yeah, that's a little too scary for me.
Yeah.
I'll jump over the one in the doorway. No. I won't do that one.
But yeah, if anyone hasn't played this game, Emmys are definitely there to give you a sense of and I feel like they did a really good job with it. Maybe not quite as good of a job as they did with SAX and Metroid Fusion. But definitely a feeling of hopelessness and helplessness pretty early on. Emmy feels very strong and very capable of catching you.
Yeah, that's the biggest part, is that these Emmy areas, especially when you're first going through them in a casual playthrough, they're terrifying. They're absolutely terrifying.
Mm-hmm. When you don't understand Emmy's patterns, you don't know what each Emmy can do. So like, you're not sure if this one can use Morph Ball. You're not sure if the other one has Speed Boost. Like, it's just kind of hard to tell what's going on. So in a casual playthrough, Emmy is actually quite scary. In the speedrun, we have Emmy pretty well figured out across the board.
She becomes very less scary the more you deal with her.
Yeah, it kind of becomes one of the easier parts of the run.
Oh, yeah.
But you can be a roly-poly.
Yeah.
Right now, we're taking a bit of a detour. Flib is going to go get one of the iconic upgrades in the Metroid franchise. And I'll let him get there. I won't spoil it. Teleporters are another load zone, so they do take some time to go.
I think the teleporters are worse than the trains, aren't they?
It feels like it.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm curious why they feel so much different. I mean, maybe they're not, but man, they do feel a lot. Maybe it's because we associate teleporters with like an instant type thing rather than
True. Yeah.
Than it being like a 15-second wait. The teleporters do look very cool.
So there's a lot of cool things you can do with the Morph Ball.
Yep, that's a really cool thing. If you wait that slide out just long enough, you can morph, and instead of Samus dropping, she'll immediately, her hitbox will be far enough over to the right that she'll just roll right onto the next platform. And you can maintain a lot of speed that way. And just redirect some power.
It should be fine, right? Everything's going to be okay? Oh, no.
Oh, holy.
It wouldn't be a Metroid game if she wasn't destroying things, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Destroying pieces of planets or entire planets is just part of Samus's everyday.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, Waldo.
I wake up and have a coffee in the morning, and Samus wakes up and destroys a planet in the morning, so... And the Varia suit. Very iconic. anyone that's played any Metroid game has seen the various suit. This version of it is pretty cool, but there's nothing like the OG. You've routed those missiles out. Okay, I've actually routed them back in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I only get about 55 missiles now.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm running 57 or 59.
I'm trying to do the cross Braum strats on Raisin Bread.
Ah, okay.
And that helped me cut out a 10 missile pack.
Yeah, that makes sense. It does make phase 2 a little scarier, but yeah, I can see that being beneficial.
It definitely, no, 100% makes phase 2 a lot scarier.
Yeah, it basically means you have to possibly work a parry in there, or I guess not a parry, but destroying a black hole.
Yeah. I've gotten pretty good when he does the dash at you and you can slide under him and putting a cross bomb there and hitting him straight in the face. So
yeah.
that's one that has helped a lot with the damage.
Those drop blocks right there were a thing that hurt a lot of runners when they realized it was there.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
They didn't realize they were sitting on about 5 seconds of time save just by walking to the left.
Like, I remember when you and Colt told me about that. I was like, what? It's like, how? How did nobody know that?
Yeah, it was one of those things that people just, I don't think, realized, because it made so much more sense to go to the right, and it's just kind of ingrained in a lot of people with platformers to move to the right. Moving to the left has always felt very
it's
counterintuitive.
Strange. There's no goalpost to the left, Waldo.
Yeah. And also, very famous Metroid boss. We got Kraid here.
Good old Kraid. So this is a good example of the quick charging.
Yeah. Yeah, quick charging can be done in 2 ways. You can do a jump, a spin jump, and have it a quick charge that way, or you can just do a quick turnaround.
Got nice, good RNG. Oh, well, that's really bad.
Whoops.
Well, we get to show this off, I guess. It's neat, but it's really bad.
It's really slow, and you lose a lot of damage.
A lot of damage. I gotta wait. Yep. Okay.
So right there, Flib went into an animation where he ran up Kraid's face and kicked him in the head and all that. It's actually not good to do that, because not only is it slower, but Samus's missiles also deal only about, I think it's 60% damage instead of 100% damage. So you actually lose a lot of time and resources by doing that.
Yeah, it's a waste of missiles. It's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm. So we're about to get a new beam here. It's called Diffusion Beam. What it does is it allows a charge shot to explode inside of a wall by one panel, which is going to allow him to hit that plant that's inside the wall right there, and it breaks the entire speedrun.
Yeah, this beam right here is why a lot of the pseudo wave tricks work.
That's why most of the sequence breaks work.
It's beautiful. I love that they put it in the game.
Oh yeah. That you can do it without them. The old unrestricted route used to just not get defeated at all, just straight up skip Kraid and not even fight him. But those shots are pretty technical and they're pretty hard to land. I've seen some very, very high tier runners, Carter Freak, Oats and Goats, having very hard time hitting those shots. So yeah. They're pretty rough.
There's another nice little sequence break coming up. I'll let you explain it so I can do it.
Yeah, for sure. So right here, normally what you would need to do is you would want to come back here, gravity suit and space jump, and cut across here to get grapple beam. Well, right here, the game, for some reason, when you slide, extends Samus's jump window, like jumping window, and you're able to slide out really far from that ledge jump and grab another ledge that you would normally need space jump to get to. It's kind of weird. If you've seen Donkey Kong Country runs or understand how they work, you basically are standing on invisible ground. The game still thinks you're on solid ground, so you can get a jump off real quick, and it allows us to take these little gap jumps that would otherwise be impossible.
Yeah, as long as you're in your sliding animation, you still have a jump. Kind of like in same thing in Donkey Kong. If you're still in your somersault, you still have this invisible ground that gives you a jump for some reason.
Yeah. So this gives us access to early grapple beam, which grapple beam usually locks us out of a lot of stuff if we don't have it. By getting it early, we're access to a lot of things.
Makes routing, especially in this next area coming up, just trivial.
Yeah. And I think this room's pretty cool when done right. The next room coming up, I think it looks really clean when you get all the grapples. Yeah,
the ledge.
Yeah. It's still pretty cool. But yeah, it just looks really smooth and really clean, and I think this is when the run starts to get a little bit better movement-wise. Speed booster, the movement really takes off, and it gets really fast-paced. It's just kind of a shame that that's 45 minutes into the run.
Yeah, the flash shift, which we'll get here soon, is just it's really neat. Yeah,
flash shift is basically a dash for anyone that knows Mega Man X. It can be utilized like a dash or an air dash. Just gives you a quick zip in one direction, and yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, okay, we've got to do a restart here. So if you land in the lava down there, you don't have enough health to, and you can't get high enough out of the lava to get a wall jump to get out. So a restart is required.
It is very unfortunate. That one doesn't lose as much time as the one on the other side.
Yeah.
Samus didn't want to jump.
Yeah. Typically that jump isn't too dangerous.
It's really not.
But sometimes if you mess up, mistakes happen. Also, Flib is skipping that energy tank. Normally that would probably be a really good pickup if it was a full energy tank. But they decided to go full Zelda on this game. And give us quarter E-tanks.
Uploading data.
So
quarter E-tanks and missile packs that do
2 missiles.
2 missiles. Yeah, 2 whole missiles.
Yep.
I just forgot what buttons I wanted to use there.
I do that all the time. That's why I play casual games now. Yeah. Speedruns are too highbrow for me.
Well, this game uses a lot of the buttons.
Yeah, this game constantly has you inputting actions constantly. I mean, we're not talking StarCraft level or anything, but the APM is very high on this game. You have to constantly be doing something. There is pretty much no downtime outside of your loads. Kind of welcome, but at the same time, when you're losing, when everyone is losing 2 to 3 minutes on loads alone, it kind of feels bad.
It does. It's like a very unnecessary pit stop that you really don't want to take.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, Flib is doing some RNG fixing. He is prepping. No, he's not doing any of that. Flib just screwed up.
Yeah, I forgot to charge through this section like I did again. If you don't hold a charge through that section, those and mash really good. Those guys just get in the way.
All right, so we got bombs. So you can get these early and fight Kraid with them. There's actually a really cool quick kill. But they have found pretty quickly that even though the developers gave us a quick kill that they wanted us to use as speedrunners, it is incredibly slow. So we don't use it.
It's not great, yeah. Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, not that way yet. Oh,
not that way yet. Yeah, no. Yeah, that was... I'm like, no. I gotta go this way first, because Emmy's still alive.
So there's a few. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just talking. I was like, I just want those missiles too.
Yeah, so there's a few routes through that last room. The route he took is the fastest. We shoot the grapple block that we can destroy. The other route is fine, but you have to go through a couple scripted sequences that are kind of slow. So if we can avoid doing it, we always try to. This guy is the worst.
I was watching a lot of runs the last couple of days to see how people dealt with that guy in particularly, and nobody knows.
Yeah, what I find to be most consistent is if you're able to do the drop down and then morph directly into that hole. If you just don't stop and you drop into the water and immediately jump out, he'll always be winding up his attack still by the time you get out of.
Yeah, so he doesn't hit you.
But the timing is pretty. The timing's pretty hard on that. It's not something I would say is consistent by any means.
Enemies are jerks. They're really random.
So Flip is on his way to get one of my absolute favorite items they've ever put in any Metroid game, and it's phase shift. It was that dashing ability we were talking about before. I think it was one of the absolute best quality of lives they've added to any of the Metroid games, and I would love to see it make a comeback if they decide to make another game.
So I had to kill that enemy because I was very low on health, and he does a lot of damage. Yeah, he would have killed.
I think it is 79, so I think you would have died.
I just know if I ever go into that room without a fully tank, I'm normally dead.
Yep. Safe bet. Another Adam call. We ignore him. We don't save. I always kill that guy too. Those two guys are actually pretty good to kill. It's a nice source of health if you're running low. It's a little slower, but if you're running low on health, better to take the health than to die.
Using more of that jump. Water is slow.
Yep, water is slow. Unlike other Metroid entries, wanted you to know how slow water makes you, so they forced you into water areas in order to progress. It's a little annoying, but it makes you really appreciate Gravity Suit when you get it later. And here we go. So that's the intended way to get flash shift. Some of the really high tier runs use horizontal bomb jumps to stay off of the pressure sensitive plates right there long enough to be able to go into the room without having to backtrack all the way down through the bottom.
It also makes these two enemies not respawn.
Yep.
See, and I'm always afraid of doing that way because sometimes it drops it.
Yeah. So right there, he landed on that yellow platform. Those are the pressure sensitive plates. You land on them and they take 3 to 4 seconds to unlock.
Forever, yeah.
So anytime you land on one of those pressure plates, you're losing time. Like, there's no way around it. You're losing time. So Flip's killing these guys on purpose. He's going to be setting up a jump. I don't know if you're still doing that.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a pretty cool trick. I don't do it because I'm bad at it, and I end up losing more time than I gain. So
this was like the one early trick that I actually really liked because I was actually okay at it.
Yeah. So right here, you'll notice he does like a bomb jump, and then he unmorphs and then lands on the ground with his feet. That stores bomb height. Basically in memory, I guess. I don't really know how it stores it, but it stores height. So the next bomb that he does puts him a little bit higher than it normally would, which allows him to do a horizontal jump that's otherwise impossible.
Yeah, that first bomb is very crucial for that even working.
And we got a tramp, so everyone we got a pee break.
Yeah, some of them are long enough for a pee break. Like,
yeah,
100%. not a lie, actually long enough for a pee break. Like I think I've had one where I only lost like a couple seconds.
So here's Yellow Emmy. Yellow Emmy is probably, I would say, biggest nemesis of casual players. Maybe second biggest. I think Ice Emmy might be the biggest.
Yeah, Speedy Emmy's just so fast, right? Like it's terrifying getting caught in the wrong spot, even in this run, because that Emmy can be in a bad spot at times.
So another brain fight here. George's gonna get the Omega Cannon. And then you get Beat Tech, one of my favorite jumping scenarios in the game. They locked a lot of the really big upgrades and missile packs behind Speed Booster and Shine Spark puzzles. And they are really cool. They are really, really cool. They're really well done in this game.
They are.
If you play this game for nothing but the Shine Spark puzzles, I think you'd be like satisfied with that alone because they're just so good.
They're really, really well done. They're actually challenging, and I thought that was really, really cool about those puzzles that they put in. You actually had to think about how to get your Shine Spark to the needed spot.
I think you might have shot it a little early. I think you're up top.
I think I'm up top too.
So that never mind, you're down below. So that Emmy, when it's crawling on the if you let Emmy die over the pit that's right next to you, it will automatically teleport you to the ground level that you be on in order to get out of this area. So it's a minor time save to let Emmy take a couple extra steps. I'm gonna let Split do this. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we got it. That's the scary part.
Yeah, those last few jumps are pretty hard.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I guess that's a way to do the Shine Spark.
Yeah. All right, controller. We're getting a new one.
So yeah, with Speed Booster right here, you can see he's already utilized it quite a bit.
I didn't want to get Speed Booster there, but sure.
You could actually just charge the spark and shoot straight up.
Oh.
And then phase shift to the left. It's actually slightly faster than doing the wall jump into the the wall jump phase shift wall jump. It's a little bit faster than that. And now we're heading into Ferenia. I kind of always look at Ferenia and Hanubia as like the Chozo capitals, basically, because we're on the Chozo homeworld of ZDR. So there's lots of Chozo buildings, statues, all sorts of stuff.
The relics of their society, because this was this was a huge lore dump for Super Metroid fans.
Oh yeah, it's a huge lore dump for any Metroid fan, like massive. Churros, yeah. And now we get to fight one of the biggest walls for a casual playthrough.
This guy.
Flip's gonna skip my favorite cutscene in the game right there, only because it's like 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
But it is a massive lore dump. These guys are incredibly weak to Shine Sparks. 2 Shine Sparks kill this guy. So you'll see Flip bait him up here, jump around while he charges his attack. He'll get the Shine Spark fired off, and then get the kill. And just like that, Flip is done with one of the most annoying bosses in the game. You know you can do a wall jump phase shift here too, from the platform.
Oh, you're right. Yep. I see it. I see it now in my head.
I'm just better at that rather than the grapple. I suck with grapple, so. Ooh, that was a little close.
That was a little close.
So this game implemented 2 things that I really like. Ball sparks and diagonal ball sparks. Actually, 8 direction sparks. If you have access to go up, down, left, or right, or any of the diagonals, you can spark in that direction. Doesn't matter if you're in a ball or standing. and it opens up a lot of opportunities for really cool puzzles. If you spark into a ramp as well, it will maintain it'll put you back into a speed booster phase, so you can store a second spark, and that's how they add a lot of the puzzle elements to it. Spark
You
and
see it a
ball.
little bit in like Fusion, and I think in Zero Mission they implemented it a little bit as well, like hitting the ramps and keeping your speed.
Yep, yeah, that was pulled from Zero Mission and from Fusion.
Uploading
And they
data.
added a lot to it in this game with the omnidirectional shine sparks.
Yeah, we'll see that coming up in my least favorite Shine Spark puzzle.
That's become my favorite one.
Yeah.
I like the speed booster on the one that you did before. Like, I think it's really cool jumps. But as far as actual shine, this one is quite neat.
Now I want to go this way.
Yeah. So you probably notice you're seeing a lot of the same area. That's because you are.
Yeah, that's because you are, yeah.
We do a lot of backtracking. The game, but they like to send you back after you've acquired something that allows you to progress through areas that you normally would not have been able to go through. So it's all very calculated. And this game isn't nearly as egregious as like Samus Returns for hand enforcing. It allows a little bit of liberty as far as like where you want to go.
It does. People at first were like, man, this game's very linear. And then if you really think about it and you play it, like, especially when you first start running it, you can get lost really easily after you have so many things.
Yep.
Because everything's open to you.
Yep. Casually, it's very like go here, go here, go here, go here. But as soon as you get into the speedrun, you realize go here, go here, go here is not a rule. It's a recommendation. Man, we'll see if Flib can get this. This is one of the coolest jumping sections in the game.
Nope.
Oh, dang. So what he was trying to do there, if you do a wall kick off that wall, and then you do a quick jump into a morph, you can actually speed booster speed all the way through that tunnel in ball form, and then take it all the way back up to this door. Okay, nice. Okay, good.
Nope. That last part's the worst for me.
Phase shift was just a little high.
All right.
All right, yep. So Flip tried one method on this, didn't get it very, so he's opting for a different method. This is one of those pseudo waves we were talking about. He's basically charging a shot, aiming Samus's Mega Buster.
Yeah, her Mega Buster.
250 degrees, and then shooting it through the wall.
Come on, control stick. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, don't.
Ooh, that was very scary.
That was very close.
Yeah.
That rune sucks just because those guys can knock you down. Those blocks are fake. You can't stand on those.
Yeah, I just take the 3-second time loss and shine it and do a. I'm very much a consistency over speed type of guy. That's why I am always middle of the pack in the games I run, and I know.
Every time I lose time, your voice goes off in the back of my head and like, just go down low and do the shine spark. Like,
just like,
only
no,
3 seconds.
You're just like, shut up, Waldo. Shut up, Waldo.
I don't want to do that. This is probably my favorite area of this game.
Ooh, have you seen the? Oh, there's actually a pretty cool speed booster tech you can do right there.
Ooh, a lot of the speed booster tech I have not checked out yet.
So you can jump out of that door while in speed booster and morph ball up the ramp.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
And then hop out of morph ball and grab the ledge rather than having to grapple.
So this was probably my worst fight ever. I would always die to this guy at least once.
Yeah, this guy is a giant pain. He does a lot of damage, and I think he has 12,000 health.
Yeah, the speed booster takes a lot, but
yeah, speed booster does like 40. Man, somebody put like 6.
that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's a lot. Speed booster is nasty in this game. Yeah, so there was a cutscene. You can see a blue Emmy up there. Long story short, the Emmys are shut down right now. He doesn't have to worry about getting chased.
At the moment.
At the moment. Because the next time you come through that room, it's not going to be so kind.
The ice Emmy is probably my least favorite, at least the way I do it, just because it's almost a blind shot.
Yeah, that would do it.
And it scares me every time. People blind. I always want to run past this room too.
Yeah, I do that too. And then I hit the door and I'm like, oh, that's a super missile door.
Yeah.
So super missiles, you know them, you love them. The nice thing about this game is instead of giving you an additional type of ammo, Samus's arm cannon just gets upgraded. So your missiles are now all super missiles. There are no such thing as missiles and super missiles. And the same thing can be said about ice missiles when you get them. Your super missiles just turn into super missiles that have an ice attribute. So it's honestly, in my opinion, a nice quality of life change from something like Super Metroid, where you have, 5 different weapons that you can equip and unequip, plus your beam upgrades.
Yeah, Super Metroid gets very hard in having to switch out all of your ammo types.
That is very true. It gets pretty intense.
Where you get people playing this Super Nintendo controller like a piano.
Yep. There's literally a grip called piano grip that people use quite frequently.
Wow, I just looked at the time. This run is actually going very well.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So we're heading into Ilion. Ilion is the keeper of very dark secrets of ZER. Those dark secrets are the fact that the X virus from Metroid Fusion is not dead. It was not eradicated. And the Chozo were actually experimenting with it. And now the X has gotten out and is roaming the planet, consuming all life and converting everything to an X parasite.
Yeah, for those who don't know about the X parasite, it consumes everything.
Yeah, everything. Any living being gets consumed. Within the lore, it says that within hours, the X parasite army could basically take over an entire planet. Every single being, 100% effectiveness. So it's very scary. But since Samus is half Metroid, and Metroids are the X virus's natural predator, she can actually soak them up and take them in his health and resources.
A really cool speed booster strat through this area too, but didn't messed up. All right, here comes the mashing.
Okay, here's where mashing can actually give you quite a nice advantage.
Like, you gotta be close, man.
Yeah. So that's one of the Chozo Knights. There are some Chozo Knights that were taken over by the X. And I'm not quite sure, but the Chozo seem to react differently when taken over than pretty much anything else. Anything else just kind of acts normal, but is stronger. The Chozo seem to get like this black, gooey, stuff all over them, and they seem to like almost be decomposing. They don't really go into why, but they are much stronger. They take a lot more damage, and some of them even become bosses.
No, I didn't notice that until now, but you're right. It is a lot different.
Yeah, the Chos are the only one that are affected in that way.
Because everything else is like the X parasites, just like normal. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of them.
Mm-hmm. The only exception is Quiet Robe. Quiet Robe's the only one that doesn't get into that like that goopy decomposing nonsense.
He doesn't. He's almost normal.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. I didn't realize how close that spark was to hitting the ground.
Yeah, it's really close. If you just full jump and hit Y and B, though, you make it every single time.
Data.
Next step is revive.
Now we're going for 𝐂𝐿𝐓.
Yep. This is one of my personal favorite sections of the game. I also became very familiar with it. So it holds a little bit of a special place in my heart. Ooh, that's scary. You might not be dead. You're definitely gonna have to do some. Uh-oh.
Oh, don't do it.
Oh no!
Oh, okay, come on.
Oh my god.
Okay, just give me the Lyle.
Yeah, now you're in trouble.
Yep. Nope, too early.
So, like we said, Emmy can insta-kill you. You want to avoid Emmy. Ice Emmy is real cheap. Normally, if Emmy sees you, all it does is it locks down the doors, and that's... If Ice Emmy sees you, it freezes you on the spot. Oh, you almost missed that grapple. That was scary.
I know I did. Let's not talk about how close that was. I was like, this is not a good angle.
So that power bomb thing, that bomb thing that we were talking about, where you store the height, Flib just did it right there again. It's just a way that we can do sequence breaking. Normally jumps we could not make without gravity. We're able to make. Also another demonstration of how strong speed booster is. Immediately takes the shell off the brains. So very, very powerful. And they, for some reason, did not think to make it so bosses and mini bosses couldn't be. There's kind of a lot of enemies are very vulnerable to it. Oh, I see what you did. I didn't notice that people were doing that.
Yeah, you can just... The speed booster way, because you can get a speed booster on the way out, right?
That's the way I do it.
Yeah, you can just jump up there. This is the scary part.
Yep, the shot is hard because you actually have to do it blind. Good shot.
Every time afterwards, I just hold my hands up to my eyes. I'm like, oh, blind.
Hopefully I got it.
The angle looks good.
So, those angle shots when you're doing the rapid fire is because even the tiniest adjustment up and down causes Samus's arm to move like quite a wide range.
Way more. It feels like it wants to give you the 8 directions, right? And if you go in between, it's like, nah, you wanted this.
Yeah, the range of motion is really high on it, and it gets pretty rough because like you want to try and few degrees to fix it, but the game is like, oh, you want 3 degrees? How about 30 degrees? And you can overcorrect pretty easily.
Bye. Like that.
And now Flib's about to do my personal favorite trick.
Yeah. This is the one that Waldo showed the community. He's like, hey, it's not as bad as you think it is. Because it's really not.
Yeah, this trick used to be believed to have some level of to it, along with having an incredibly difficult setup. But I just didn't believe that was the case. every other pseudo shot had some consistency to it. There was a way to consistently get it, and I just didn't believe that there was one in the game that like was locked out from that. So I took about 5 days nonstop, pretty much anytime I had downtime at work or anything like that, and I would practice this and practice it. And I eventually found a really good setup for it that has, as long as you do the angle and the timing right, it has 100% consistency.
Missed the timing.
But yeah, it's just a matter of getting the timing just right, and the timing window is very. It's like 3
It is
or 4
a
frames.
Small window on a 60-frame game.
Yeah.
I want to kill him. There it is.
There we go. So that shot is pretty dang difficult. Basically, what we're tricking the game to do is we're tricking the game into doing shots down to 6 panels down, also reaching underneath an invisible wall that's protecting that plant. That's what makes it so precise, is that you actually have to trick so many different things and have so many things line up just right in order to get the game to respond the way you want it to.
Yeah, because the game doesn't even want you to move the camera down.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you can move the camera down is something they did not want you to do at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you to even get the shots down low enough, you have to morph to fire it.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than just shoot it. Just shooting it, all it does is it hits the ground, and that's that. Morphing it shoves Samus's arm cannon into the ground and forces the beam to come out like about 1 to 1.5 layers deep, causing it to trickle all the way down.
Yep, and then you just need that enemy to basically extend his hitbox out just enough.
Yep. It's pretty technical, but once you get it down, it's pretty easy. Terribly difficult. I think a lot of people put a lot of weight on how hard it is, but it just doesn't live up to that difficulty.
It doesn't. Like after learning that, I've routed that bomb jump madness out of it, because that bomb jump stuff I think is way harder.
The bomb jump stuff is like it's more consistent if you have the ability to constantly do it and the technical know-how to actually do it every single time. But it is hard. It's very, very difficult.
Now this is basically, I would call the teleporter and elevator section of the game.
Yeah, we teleport a lot here. Yeah. We fight a couple bosses. We do get some really big upgrades.
More doors.
Yep, so just doing a little backtracking. Props to Zenny for that one, for me at least. I don't know where you picked that up, but
I picked that up from Zenny as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the down spark right there is really cool. It saves a little. So
this is the only hell run we'll be doing.
Yes. And the nice thing is this room is not a frozen room. It's very courteous of them to not make that a frozen room.
Otherwise, this would probably not be possible.
It would be
very hard.
Very tight. We might have to go 6 energy takes to get it, and even then it might not be enough. So this jump is interesting. Flip's going to be doing some hops. I'm going to wait for him to finish, and then I'll explain it.
There it is. Come on.
So right there, for some reason, if you're mid-space jump, and Samus goes underneath a ledge just a tiny bit, and then you jump and pop out from under that ledge. For some reason, Samus gains bonus height. And by doing that, it puts you just above the water line and allows you to jump out of the water and progress through an area that you would, again, need gravity suit for. So this is a sequence break to allow us to get screw attack early. And screw attack is very powerful in this game.
Super strong.
I think it's the strongest iteration that we have of screw attack. Because we can use it on bosses. That alone makes it completely imbalanced. Nice. Getting the spark there is always good.
It is. It's always not having to do the bomb jumps is nice.
Yeah.
There it is.
There we go.
I'm worse at it when I have screw attack because I just can't. I can't see Samus.
Ooh, I'll have to go over this pseudo with you.
I haven't looked this one up because you can pseudo above here, right?
Yep, it's actually way easier than I ever thought. Nice. Didn't get stuck on the slopes. Feels good.
I've been practicing that a lot.
And back onto a teleporter we go.
Now we're going to go back to Carter's for mere moments onto an elevator.
We run through Kataris to get to another teleporter.
Now we just got to pick up things to complete the game, essentially.
Yep. Yeah.
Man, I always forget how many times we come back to this elevator in particular.
Yeah, we hit that teleporter two times, I think.
Which
is more than like anything else.
Thanks everybody for hanging out, and Waldo, thanks for staying up with me.
Of course. Not a problem.
I forgot about the time change.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably better. Wait, let's see. Do we go forward or backward? I don't even know what happened.
I don't know either.
My phone does it for me. And
yeah. We're back in time.
Well, Flip didn't do anything.
That's true. I mean, technically I do, since I work with everybody in East Coast.
Yeah. Flip is stationary in time.
Yeah.
Now for a very fun Shine Spark puzzle.
Yeah, this is my least favorite. At least until I get a new controller. Because I always roll the dice. I'm like, is it going to give us a down left input or is it going to give us a down input?
Yeah, that would be frustrating.
It is true. It is like the flips have eyes type people out here. I am desert on. All right, puzzle.
So yeah, you'll see pretty much every aspect of a Shine Spark. You'll see a diagonal spark. You'll see slope sparks. You'll see charging air sparks. Everything. There we go. Good work. When you see somebody do that, it kind of looks easy when you're watching him do it, but when you start to learn it, the execution is pretty difficult. But I'd say it's difficult to learn, but easy to master.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just charge.
No turnaround charges for you.
No, apparently not. Those are the ones I need to practice the most, I think. Oh no, come down here. Oh. Oh wait, I have enough health.
I was about to say, you it looks like you have a ton of health.
I just know what's coming up, and I've died there. It sucks. My favorite suit of the game. Because it's purple. And you don't have to fight Phantoon for it.
That's true. You do not have to fight Phantoon. Oh, I actually didn't mention it. One of the pseudo shots that Flib did made it so he actually skipped one of the major bosses in the game.
Oh yeah, that's we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, one of the skips skips a boss that we lovingly referred to as Water Spore Spawn for a while. For anyone unfamiliar with Super Metroid, Spore Spawn is a boss that we skip and we never fight. So naturally in this game, the boss that looks like Spore Spawn gets skipped and we never fight him.
Here's showing off how much damage Screw Attack actually does.
Yeah, these guys have 12,000 health, I believe.
Yeah, and they're both dead.
And they die pretty quick.
It can be scary because if you don't take the body damage like you should, which does less damage than their attacks, it can do quite a bit of damage to you.
Yeah, if they hit you with any of their abilities, especially that the red one hurts, but if they hit you with the beam, that thing hurts a lot.
Charge beam,
I was meaning the blue blade, the one where they charge at you.
Yeah. And all of their attacks do like almost 100 though.
Yeah, they hurt a lot, even with gravity, which is nuts because you're taking 25% damage compared to what you took at the beginning of the game.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, that's a little far over, but you got space, so you're all right. Whoa.
Why? Missing that is always feels bad because
Yeah.
it takes so long to reparry.
I'm pretty sure you can screw attack that door.
I never even thought about that. I went too early.
All right, let's see how this goes.
There we go.
Nice.
Good. Charge again?
So this is a really hard quick kill because when you hit Golzuna, you pretty much have minimum distance to charge. And the camera doesn't pan fast enough, so you kind of have to guess when to store the or just get really good at the timing. So that third spark is really, really hard to prep. So getting that quick kill feels really, really good. Because that boss likes to kill runs too.
It's really easy, especially the way, at least I did it. It's like not very hard to do it that way. It definitely does take some practice, but missing it loses so much time.
Yeah, because you go from doing... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, just having to kill him with missiles, even after hitting him with one spark, is a lot.
Yeah, you go from doing 2 sparks to doing 1 spark and then 16 while he's turning around and swinging at you, wasting time in different ways. So
Hitting you with his cross bombs, which do an incredible amount of damage.
yeah, they do like 250 damage, 300 damage. It is a lot.
It is something I will say about this game was really nice, is that it was hard, right? Like the enemies do a lot of damage.
Yep. They don't mess around. They do hit very, very hard.
Especially red and gold guy there in the background.
Oh yeah, and by sequence breaking with space jump and Adam breaks and just decides he doesn't.
He doesn't want to
So-
talk to me.
So he lets you through all the rooms without having to interact with him. Right here, you'll see Flib actually get the... Normally you have to hit the grapple beam side with the triangle on it.
Come on.
But by sliding and doing a quick turn and then fire, stick Samus's arm in the wall and pull the grapple from this side.
This is 100% my controller just being like, nah, I don't want to go back and forth really fast. See how it freezes like that?
Yeah, it's like.
There it is.
And there you go.
I'd be a little more
normally
forceful with it.
Yeah, so normally you have to hit that from the left side, and you can't hit it.
It's normally a lot quicker than that.
True. Another elevator.
They didn't learn the loading tricks like they did in RE8.
Yeah, right. There were some guys that were working on an auto splitter. I don't know where progress was or is, or if it's even being worked on anymore.
That would be really nice.
Yeah, they were working on a visual auto splitter, which would be able to pause the timer on certain screens and on certain screens.
Oh, don't do it.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Should be fine. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
let's say, get down. Oh, you're fine. It'll drop.
No drop. Emmy.
Maybe it won't.
Maybe it won't. This is
I
not
have
good.
never seen that.
I haven't seen that either. Dude, she chased me to the ends of the earth.
I have never seen that not drop. And
Neither have I.
I get seen there every single run too.
There it is. This is what's supposed to happen. Is she's supposed to just drop it.
I mean, honestly, for what, 3 Emmy deaths, this isn't looking too bad. 2 Emmy deaths?
2 Emmy deaths, yeah.
This time's not looking terrible for 2 Emmy deaths.
No,
And
not
some
at
other-
all.
And some other wonky stuff going on.
You know, trick's not the first try, but could be worse. Could have taken way more time on them. All right, let's just not crash the game with this beautiful person here, huh?
Yeah. Casually, this is the worst boss in the game. It's the hardest boss. Casually, like 100%.
Yeah.
In the speedrun, it's a total joke, but it's also a run killer because there's a bug where, no pun intended, if you hit this this X core on the frame or 2 that it comes off of iframe, it will crash your game.
100%. I've done it before on PB Pace. It's always feels super bad.
Yeah. And there's no recovering from it. The game crashes, you lose it because you don't have it.
There's no saves, there's no checkpoints.
Who wants to go back that far?
Yeah.
I saw Carter Freak lose 2 world records to it.
Yeah, that's. I saw him lose the one. I saw him lose the one, and I couldn't believe it.
So, yeah, there you go. Oh.
You good? You good now? Damn it.
I wish they could find a skip for these robo shows
I agree. I hate
because you have
that.
everything you need from them, so you don't really even need to fight in their path.
Yeah. It feels so out of place too. Especially for just like a gray one and a gold one.
Well, normally they're locking space jump away from you.
Oh, I guess that's true, huh?
Yeah, so they do have a purpose here.
Shoutouts to Waldo telling me that I can go right here instead of going left. How I win for the longest time.
There's actually a little bit of a quicker fight that I do there too. I spark the gold one and then storm missile the ball.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it because the black one is weak to, so all you have to do 1 3 lock on storm missile, and then I think it's like 2 screw attack or 3 screw attack, and it dies.
All right, that's good to know. Still, so much new stuff coming out for this game, like every day.
Oh yeah, and that's not even the optimal kill either. The optimal kill uses like plasma and has them lined up top. It's harder to do.
Yeah. All right, here's the nice little double 1 kill.
Oh, this one's fun because you just do that and then you screw attack it. GG.
This is probably the scariest Emmy quick kill.
Yeah, it depends on how you do it. It can be pretty scary. It's probably the one I fail the most, only because the setup is pretty tight.
Yeah.
And if you mess it up, there's no escape really. And I think that's what makes it scary, is that like the kill itself isn't really tight, but the if you mess it up, then you gotta know where to go. You're trapped.
You're trapped because you don't want to open up the rest of the pathways.
Yep.
And this, as you can see, Emmy takes a lot of damage.
Yes.
Should be fine.
Yep. Yeah, you're good. Almost.
Yeah.
Emmy goes God mode and decides to Sonic towards you.
She doubles her speed somehow. Because missing that, you just lose a straight 1.5 minutes.
Yep, easy. I mean, my PB had 1.5 minutes of time save on this split for like a week. Which at the time, a week was like a decade.
Yeah. New runs, man.
Up and over. I think I'm the only person that still forgets about that plant.
I usually do, but I consciously in my mind said before I entered the room, like, there's a plant right there, just start shooting up left. That's all you have to do.
All right, into Hanubia. This is one of my favorite areas. I like a lot of the things about Hanubia.
This is where the mashing happening.
Yeah, I think just aesthetically, I think it's a really nice look.
It is. It has because this is us getting to the surface of the planet because we've been in the core for so long, basically.
Yeah, every other area of this game just takes place. It's all subterranean, and then this is the only area that's above ground.
This is the wagoning.
And then, oh, red Emmy. Oh, wait, never mind. No. Jabasted. Have you seen that emote, by the way?
It's so good. It's way better than it needs to be, dude. Like, talk about knocking you out of the park. Okay, that was actually not bad.
Yeah, that was a good red.
Like, I think Twinkie showed up and posted that, and I was like, "Is that a global emote?" I couldn't believe it was a global emote.
And now we get Power Bomb. It only took the entire game.
Yeah, that getting Power Bomb so late seems like a late iteration of Metroids.
Yeah, well, they've made Power Bomb really live up to the name now.
Yeah,
where like in Super Metroid, Power Bombs were kind of like they were kind of weak, and like it didn't feel excessive to give you 50 of them.
Yeah.
In this game, I think you can max out at 9 if you get all of the packs. So, yeah, it's they definitely wanted to make sure that
Awesome.
ooh, nice double drop. That's good.
That is good. Now I can use one here.
But yeah, with the amount of power they gave power bombs, they definitely.
Oh, that's right. I forget that there's this atom room in between.
Yeah, I always forget that I don't have to interact with it. I don't.
Yeah.
It's there. Because I did the old route for so long that like I still had to interact with all of those.
True, huh?
Yeah, I did the Z57 route for so long that it took me a long time to ditch some of those old habits.
Oh, I turned on invisibility. That sucks.
Ooh, yeah, that is bad. Just keep moving.
I have a flash. That's fine. Perfect.
Nice. Good job. Nice save.
This is my finger getting. There we go.
I like that little walk forward. He took like one step and it was just like, oh, where'd he go?
That is true. Oh man, he's out of here. I'm so lost.
Yeah, you can grapple the shield off after you parry him. The red ones, it just breaks their shields. The gold one, you have to pull it off. It's slower, but if your mash isn't fast enough, it is more efficient to just pull the shield off, especially if you get an early parry.
Yeah, sometimes after the second, I think the second or the third attack, he can go straight into a parry.
Yeah, and that's what I will take 100% take him up on. And I'm like, cool. You're gonna give me that, homie? we're gonna rumble. Now that Samus has committed to being a Saiyan, using that little
Dude,
ball.
it really is a Saiyan orb, isn't it?
Yeah. And now for the funnest fight in the game. Absolutely the funnest fight.
They did such a good job on this boss. Like,
Yeah. I lovingly call this boss. His name is Raven B. I call him Raisin.
yeah, raisin bread.
So I'm not sure if Flib will go for it, but he technically has 4 phases. His invulnerability phase. I'll wait until you're into phase 2. So you can kind of see he has this aura around him as you do damage. Let's see. Oh yeah, you should get this. Oh, that was close.
That was close. I always try and get that first parry just in case. I go the 2 parry method.
Is he gold?
No, he's not. He's not
Oh,
gold.
what? Okay. Yeah, you're going to get him out of this then, for sure.
Yeah. I have to do it that way. I can't mash as hard.
Oh, I see what you did. Okay. Wow, dude, I haven't done it that way. Okay, so that first phase where he has that aura, he's not taking damage from you the entire time he has. So we need to chunk the aura down to the point where he fires off that red wave, which is basically all the damage he has stored up against you, or that you were dealing to him. He has stored it up and he shoots it off. If you do it right, you can skip his half phase, which makes him invulnerable for the remainder of. And skipping that is a massive time save, no matter how you do it.
He should be. There we go.
Yep. Right there, you notice Flib was crouching and not taking any damage. That's a pretty cool piece of tech that a random Redditor found. Speedrunner stumbled across the post and posted it in the Discord. And then people made like actual tutorials on how to do it and explained it all. Raisinbeard's angles are kind of messed up, and if you're crouching, it like tries to hit you as if you're standing straight up. So all the shots just go right over your head if you're at a good enough angle.
I'm gonna take the parry here.
Not a bad idea.
I think this will finish him.
Oh, he's definitely dead.
Into him, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely gone.
Felt like I didn't miss there in that last phase at all. And then that was not a bad fight. I'll take that.
Yep, and that's Ravenbeak, final boss of the game. And now we get to the necessary escape sequence.
As all Metroid games must have.
Yep. If it is Metroid, it will have escape.
Samus has a fetish.
Destroying planets is just something she's got to do.
It's a very expensive habit, but I mean,
And she doesn't have to pay for it.
she loves. Yeah, I mean that's a good point, right?
She's running on Papa Ravenbeak's credit card. Blowing up planets.
That's how Ninja got all those subs. It all makes sense now.
So at this point, Samus is... She's no longer part Metroid.
She is full Metroid.
Yeah, she's 100% Metroid. And it's why, rather than absorbing these X, just killing them. Because at this point, that's what she's programmed to do as a Metroid.
Yeah. If you notice, like, she doesn't even absorb it. It just goes, it just kills it. It's dead
They
now.
die.
This escape sequence, there's not a whole lot to do besides not crash the game, because this is another part of the game that it can crash.
TIL.
Too many things are happening.
I actually didn't know this was a crash area.
I saw, I think, one of Oates' runs, his last ones. He was on really good pace. Not record pace, but it crashed on him, and it was very sad. Too many sprites on the... Oh man.
You lost it last second.
Yeah. That would have been the first time I got that, too. And time.
1:35:15, according to that timer.
Oh, there we
bad.
go. That's not bad at all. It's like a minute within my PB. So
Yeah. 2 deaths. That's not too bad. Quiet Robe. Won't go into detail about him. Play the game. It's great. Everyone should play it anyways. If you
Play
have
it.
the chance to, you should play it.
please play. Give Nintendo the money to make more Metroid games, because they are
Please do.
notorious. They are notorious for not doing Metroid games because they're like, well, nobody wants to buy them. Make them make more Metroid games, because the studio did this was fantastic.
Yep. 100%. This is probably my favorite Metroid game.
Same.
I think it finally beat out Super Metroid.
It beat out Fusion for me. Fusion was my favorite, and the fact that this is like a direct sequel with all the lore to it made my geek brain just go nuts. Thank you again, Waldo, for commentating with me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
That's it. That's all I have. It's very extremely late, and I don't want to take up any more time.
Okay, so Flibbityflam, he's done, folks. We talk about Flibbityflam all the time. So what we're going to do, though, is let Flibbityflam mute himself as we now talk about the fact that Waldo has his own special events. You want to fill people in real quick before we start to wind down the evening?
Yeah, so a couple months back, actually about 6 months, I decided up. And 2 months ago, I kicked it off. We've done Donkey Kong Country, we've done Mega Man X. I've got plans to do Mega Man Classic along with Metroid, and I have a whole bunch of other plans lined up. Currently, it's on hiatus, just with the holidays and everything. It's a little crazy, but it's a bi-weekly event. Anyone is welcome to sign up. You can find all the information on my Twitter at my handles at lethargicwaldo, or on my channel lethargicwaldo. And yeah, anyone's welcome to join. We have everything from noob races, is what I call people that have 2 weeks to learn a speedrun and then race it against another person. We have professional races where we have mid to high tier runners race against each other. And then we also do showcases where we have large members of the communities come and showcase, 5 or 6 games all in one go. That's what we did with Mega Man X. We had X1 through 6. It was a lot of fun. And just it's been really great so far, and there's been a lot of support from a lot of people. General Andrews, the Mega Man X community, Donkey Kong Country community. We had Conker's Bad Fur Day, which was fantastic. So anyone interested, please shoot me a message or fill out the spreadsheet, the sign up form we have, and we can get you set up.
That's freaking awesome. And then you stream what, like 5 times a week? 6 times a week?
Lately, I stream 35 times a week, it feels like.
Okay, great. Good. Even better.
I stream every day.
Okay, there you go. Pretty much every day. It's pretty once in a while he'll take a day off just because it's it'll happen. But
Yeah.
Waddle's on pretty often, folks. We go over there at least once a week because he plays a lot of fun games to watch and consume, be it speedrunning or chill vibes. So hopefully you enjoy what you heard tonight, just like months ago when we got to see the Resident Evil action where Waldo was running and Flibbityflam was doing the commentary for that one.
Yep.
Another planet destroyed by Samus. Job well done. Job tremendously done by Waldo and Flibbityflam, as they are commentary gold. Sounds exciting. Our next live event for the Dream Races will be Jumpstart January on Tuesday, January 18th at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Want to watch live? You can stream with us right now at twitch.tv/General Andrews. Remember to like, comment, watch the whole damn video, and subscribe.